On December 27, 2010, a group of current students, alumni, faculty, and community members from Montgomery College, based in Rockville, Maryland, traveled together to the South American country of Peru. This expedition was part of a study abroad program which was established by the school. Over the span of 13 days, the group visited regions that surround Lima, Chiclayo, Trujillo, Cusco, and Aguascalientes. Our first stop was the capital city of Lima. Love Park, or El Parque de Amor, is located on the cliffs of Chorrillos, overlooking the Pacific Ocean. It is surrounded by walls of romantic quotes scripted in mosaic tiles, and a monumental statue of two lovers embracing each other is in the center of the park. This sculpture celebrates the lovers who gather to catch the sunset over the waters of the Pacific Ocean. The park opened on Valentine's Day in 1993. The historic center of Lima is one of the most important tourist destinations in Peru. The government palace of Peru, also known as the House of Pizarro, was rebuilt in 1937. It is located on the north side of the Plaza Mayor. Lima, also called the City of Kings, is where the Peruvian government is based. The Municipal Palace of Lima is the headquarters of the Metropolitan Municipality, which is the governing entity of the city itself. The central part of the main square is dominated by a fountain made of bronze, dating back to the 17th century. No venture to the main square is complete without a view of the Cathedral of Lima. Its greatest features include artworks that are dedicated to Francisco Pizarro, the Spanish conquistador who founded Lima. Most notable is the mural that depicts Pizarro first landing in Peru. The cathedral also holds Pizarro's tomb. The monastery of San Francisco, located downtown, is one of Peru's most impressive sites in terms of beauty, architecture, and art. In its basement, there can be found a network of underground galleries and catacombs that functioned as a cemetery during colonial times. These catacombs, or public cemeteries, are where slaves, servants, and other citizens with little or no money were buried until 1821. After the bodies decomposed, the bones were stacked elsewhere. Our final adventure in Lima was a trip to a food market. Here, the group was introduced to many fruits we had never seen or encountered before. Even more exciting was to taste a few as well. Now, we will experience some of these interesting and delicious fruits together. The chirimoya. The fruit inside is white, with a gelatin-like texture that is soft and sweet to the palate. Peruvians refer to it as the custard apple. Some would characterize the flavor as a blend of banana, pineapple, papaya, peach, and strawberry. Others would liken it to bubblegum. The lucuma. This fruit has a dry peel, which possesses the unique flavor of maple and sweet potato. It is a very nutritious fruit, having high levels of beta-carotene, vitamin B3, and other B vitamins. The maracuya, also known as the passion fruit, was a bit more familiar with a delicious, juicy interior filled with lots of seeds. This fruit is enjoyed mainly for its juice, which is more commonly how we know it in the United States. It is also well known for its distinct aroma. Some of the other exotic fruits included the granadilla, which has a sweet taste, the tumbo, also called the passion fruit because its size and shape resembles a small, thick banana. After tasting all the unique fruits, which we found to be delicious, the group took a stroll around the market to browse and shop. The stands were varied and included in their wares chicken, various cheeses, potatoes and other tubers, and meat. And, of course, in this capital city on the coast of the ocean, there was lots of seafood. This worker was particularly interested in her octopus, with the meal seeming more like a pet than dinner. Peru's fourth largest city, Chiclayo, is the capital of the Lambayeque region located on the northern coastal plain of the country. Chiclayo and the surrounding region are mostly well known for their archaeological sites and treasures, such as Sipan and Tucume. The Sican National Museum is the product of over 2 decades of scientific investigation by the Sican Archaeological Project. The museum features artifacts and burial grounds from the Sican culture. Members of the group from Montgomery College passed around fascinating artifacts that were discovered at the site.
Well, there were 12 pyramids. Archaeologists started digging the river. Normally the river went this way. The river went this way because of El Niño in 1998. It changed and destroyed a pyramid.
Our knowledgeable guide, Julio, provided a very detailed tour of the museum. The exhibit featured an amazing reproduction of several burial sites from the Sican culture. The plains of Tucume lie in the Lambayeque Valley. It is the largest valley in the northern coast of Peru. It is also a region with numerous pyramids, which are yet to be explored. We visited an archaeological site that served as home to an animal sanctuary. The animals included lambs, burros, and cows, along with various birds and even some plants. We were fortunate to have a private tour through a newly discovered archaeological site as well. Trujillo, in northwestern Peru, is the second largest city in the country. It is close to 2 major pre-Columbian archaeological sites. Chanchan is the largest adobe city in the ancient world. The Temple of the Sun is the largest adobe pyramid in Peru. The second archaeological site is the Huaca de la Luna, the Temple of the Moon. It is a large adobe brick structure built by the Moche people of northern Peru. These are the ruins inside the Temple of the Moon. With walls decorated with friezes. The Huaca, or sacred site, was decorated with murals painted in black, bright red, sky blue, white, and yellow. The Huaca de la Luna itself is a large complex of 3 main platforms, each one serving a different function. The eastern platform, with its black rock and adjacent patios, was the site of rituals involving human sacrifice. These are depicted on a variety of moche pieces, most notably painted ceramics. Following the sacrifice, the bodies of victims would be hurled over the side of the Huaca and left exposed in the patios. It was here that our tour guide, Julio, drew the different levels of the pyramid.
When they decided to close this level, the only level they used for living was the one on top, and here the roofs were. Then they closed this level and built another one on top. That's why you see pyramids like this.
The archaeological site of Chanchan is the largest pre-Columbian city in South America. It covers an area of approximately 20 square kilometers. This adobe city was built by the Chimu people around 850 AD. It was the imperial capital of the Chimu until it was conquered in the 15th century. The site is characterized by its enormous walls, some of which are as high as 26 feet. There is a unique feature inside Chanchan. It is a lake, which provided food and water even when the city was under siege. In this video, you can see the group putting on their best Chimu warrior impersonations. The desert heat had begun to have a strong effect on the group. What better place to land next than the beach at Huanchaco, a summer vacation spot located near the northern city of Trujillo. Huanchaco is famous for a few things, but mostly for being known as a surfer's dream spot. We had the opportunity to view a demonstration of balsa boat construction. The balsa boat is a reed fishing boat that is mainly used in the port of Huanchaco. After the construction was complete, a fisherman took to the water with the newly built boat. Some lucky members of the group were treated to a little ride on the ocean. We all truly enjoyed the laid-back atmosphere afforded by the beach town. Our time in Chiclayo had come to an end, and the moment arrived to say goodbye to our beloved guide Julio. The group clearly adored him and would miss his presence in the following week of the tour. Next stop, the city of Cusco, the site of the historic capital of the Inca Empire. Cusco is a major tourist destination and receives close to 1.5 million visitors per year. As soon as we arrived in Cusco, we were set to begin a private guided tour of the entire city. The first stop on the tour was Sacsayhuaman. It is a walled complex near the city. Located on a steep hill that overlooks Cusco, it boasts an impressive view of the valley to the southeast. The complex was greatly expanded during the period of Incan imperial rule and now has become one of the most famous archaeological sites in the Americas. The stones fit perfectly together, so perfectly that no blade of grass or steel could slide in between them. There are no other walls like these. They differ from Stonehenge and from the pyramids of Egypt and the pyramids of the Maya. They are also different from any of the other ancient monolithic stoneworks. We walked around the whole exterior of the complex. Tampu Mochai's name derives from two Quechua words, Tampu, which means collective lodging, and Machai, which means resting place. It is composed of a set of finely carved stone structures, aqueducts, and waterfalls originating from nearby springs and thermal sources. For this reason, it is believed to have been related to the worship of water. The Bath of Ñusta, or the Inca Maiden's Bath, is made of two aqueducts that transport clean water all year long and which flow into a small stone pond. This might have been a sacred pond where the Inca engaged in water worship. Here the group takes a moment to pose for a shot in front of the famous fountain. The last stop on the tour of Cusco was the cathedral, located in the main square. The cathedral, in addition to its official status as a place of worship, has become a major repository of Cusco's colonial art. Next to come was the sight most of us were looking forward to from the onset of the tour, a visit to an alpaca farm. Alpacas are domesticated species of South American camelids. They resemble a small llama in appearance. Generally, they are very calm animals, although if you irritate them, they have been known to spit at people. The group even got a chance to feed the alpacas. Alpaca fur is used for making knitted and woven items similar to sheep's wool. These items include blankets, sweaters, hats, and gloves. Awanacancha is a weaving community that houses 14 communities of native peoples who have made weaving their principal activity and way of life. The Sacred Valley is a valley in the Andes of Peru, close to the Inca capital of Cusco, and below the ancient sacred city of Machu Picchu. It is a tranquil valley near Cusco with a very pleasant climate, perfectly suited for farming. Ancient ruins, gentle mountain slopes, and scattered farming towns define the valley. The mountains in the valley have burial caves. The valley includes some truly amazing landscapes and is dotted with Inca palaces, fortresses, and temples. We explored the ancient ruins of an Incan temple. Visiting the Sacred Valley was an experience we will never forget. But the best was yet to come. Our last stop on the trip was the world-famous Machu Picchu. We reached Machu Picchu easily by train. We traveled to Aguascalientes through the Peru rail. The train ride offered amazing scenery along the way. Some group members took the time to relax and play games. Aguascalientes, the closest access point to the sacred Incan city of Machu Picchu, is the end of the rail line. Machu Picchu is a pre-Columbian 15th century Inca site located 2,430 meters, 7,970 feet above sea level. It sits on a mountain ridge above the Urubamba Valley, which is 80 kilometers or 50 miles northwest of Cusco. Most archaeologists believe that Machu Picchu was built as an estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti, who ruled from 1438 to 1472. Often referred to as the lost city of the Incas, it is perhaps the most familiar icon of the Incan world. It is also considered one of the new 7 wonders of the world.
Te quedarás, ay mi linda guambrita, sufriendo te quedarás, ay mi linda guambrita, por no haber correspondido a este pobre corazón, por no haber correspondido a este pobre corazón.
The scenery was truly breathtaking.
Llorando, llorando nomás está mi pobrecito corazón. Llorando, llorando nomás está mi pobrecito corazón. Por culpa de una guambrita que nunca me supo amar. Por culpa de una guambrita que nunca me supo amar.
We were given a tour of Machu Picchu by our tour guide, Lalo. The ruins of Machu Picchu are divided by a wall into two main sections, the urban and agricultural sectors. Huayna Picchu is a mountain in Peru around which the Urubamba River bends. It rises above Machu Picchu. According to local guides, the top of the mountain was the residence for the high priest and local virgins. The Incas built a trail up the side of Huayna Picchu and constructed temples and terraces on its top. The Intihuatana stone, the hitching post of the sun, is one of many ritual stones in South America. They are arranged to point directly at the sun during the winter solstice. The day spent at Machu Picchu was something the group would never forget. The 2-week trip was filled with amazing times and memories for the group, and they would always remember the wonderful adventures they experienced in Peru. For more information about Montgomery College's Study Abroad program or future trips, please contact Professor Greg Malveaux at gregmalveaux@montgomerycollege.edu.
Sufriendo, sufriendo te quedarás, ay mi linda guambrita. Sufriendo, sufriendo te quedarás.